Hi, welcome back to the YouTube Retro Repairers. And on this week, it's just the three of us. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get a guest to come on. And Josep's in bed with a fever, so it says so. Get well soon, Joseph, won't you? Get yourself wrapped up, mate. Look after yourself. Wow, it's been 2 months since we missed out on the end of Christmas due to family commitments, etc. So, what have we been doing? We've been up to Lee.
Me? Oh,
yeah.
Well, I've gone completely blank now.
Come on,
yeah.
Pin
6. So, I've been playing around most recently with some Sidkick Picos.
Yeah.
And I've had a few, there's been a few issues with that. And the bread bin has, that's caused a few non-starters. It turned out it was the bread bin itself. But the Sidkick Pico, I'm currently putting a video together for that one, and that's pretty amazing for what it is.
Oh, cool. Some Pico stuff coming up there.
Yep.
What have you been doing, Neil?
Me? Can you hear me?
No.
Whatever. I've been messing with the best of British technology, ZX Spectrums.
Right.
And,
okay.
They have a quirky way of not working, and you know how well made they are inside, etc. I mean, the state of the art. I mean, they put Commodore to shame, don't they?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, last time when I watched on your last video, and you went straight up with Commando, and his head turned white, and his feet were different colours, and you went, oh, look, there's Sprite Clash. Well,
special effects, mate.
Unfortunately, that's just Spectrum for you, isn't it? You know, with the Sprite Clash.
It's the overall quality. I mean, inside as well. I mean, the boards are just top quality, aren't they?
Yeah, he put soldering iron near them. All the pieces.
Those traces just peel off the board. I mean.
Want them made with silver glue?
I think something like that. Yeah, I think it was a cat wrappers.
I think the early ones were actually hand soldered, weren't they? The traces were actually undone.
Yeah, on the ZX80s, I think maybe. Yeah,
I think on early Spectrums there were and all. Some of them, I'm sure there were. I could be wrong.
Don't know. But got a working one now.
Yay!
After I had a deaf one.
Yeah. You'll have to find some demo music tracks for it and see what they sound like.
It does music.
You put it up against Commodore 64 and you can do a trade-off, can't you? See which is best.
You haven't got a sound, man. It only makes sounds through the CPU or something.
I thought sound come through a little speaker inside it personally.
But I think it hasn't actually got a dedicated sound port. I mean, sound chip, has it?
No.
The one to
all right, yeah, okay. That had the what was it? Y something.
The same one as the Amstrad.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. AY something.
What in the Amstrad? What 128 what? Oh, Spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 128. Yeah.
The Amstrad and the Atari ST had the same chip.
Yeah, my head went straight to Commodore 128 because I know how much you're into them, Lee. That's all. That's why I was thinking the Commodore. But yeah, 128 spec AY chips.
Yeah. What about the Harlequin, Neil?
Don't mention that thing. You mean this thing here?
Yeah.
It looks good.
It does look good.
To be honest, it looks really good. I mean, it looks better than the Spectrum. But it just doesn't want to work, does it? It works, but it doesn't want to display. I don't know.
It's got to be something silly, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be. It has got a display. It's just a bit garbled.
The display's there, and sometimes it jumps, and it's perfect, but then it will just start scrolling along again.
That's
without
just that's what it
those
is.
wavy things.
I was going to say it's got to be sync, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I've changed all the chips on the H sync, and it doesn't work. So I don't know. Maybe I got dodgy chips from AliExpress.
You don't get them
Yeah,
dodgy from
that's
AliExpress,
possible.
do you?
I get everything from AliExpress, mate.
And you wonder why things don't work.
Nothing works. I like the challenge.
To be honest, I've never used them. I've never used AliExpress for anything really.
No.
Some stuff you can only get from there.
It's just horror stories
Exactly, yeah.
that you hear from it, and it's just somewhere I've just never gone towards. You know what I mean? So
do you
I mean,
use like Mauser or somebody?
I have done it in past, yeah, or DigiKey, but they can be a bit expensive. Can DigiKey?
DigiKey I used for. What did I use DigiKey for? I think for the resistors and everything for this build and some other things,
Yeah.
but it became really expensive. That's why I went to AliExpress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
It became a really expensive build just to build a Spectrum. It didn't work.
Yeah. It's become an expensive build to build two Commodore 1581s that don't work.
I still haven't got round to looking at it again.
They're just crazy out there. All these horror stories that you hear from people, and you know they're all having similar kind of problems with them. And that, why is it taking till now for it to start becoming highlighted?
Yeah.
Why is there no chats about anything being problematic or anywhere online?
Yeah, because
go on.
I was going to say, because it's not only you that have had the problem. Steve's had it as well, and also what's his name as well on the same group. He's just built one that had the same problem. Tim, was it?
Yeah.
So I originally built the first Alps board, and then I ordered the extender board, extension, something like that they called it. And when Tim ordered his, I got PCBWay to build it. So I thought, well, I'll let them guys build it for a change, because I'm so fed up of building this bloody board and playing around with it. So I thought I'll just let them guys do it. And then I can show off what kind of quality that they produce and they supply with and things like that. So I thought, great stuff. I could just be able to bang my chips in and, hey, presto, off it goes. No.
It didn't work.
No.
Same problem.
Yeah.
But it works with those other drives.
The GoTech?
GoTech.
It will work with the GoTech, yeah. It has worked with the GoTech, because even Lee's had my original board to have a play around with in first off.
Doesn't make sense then, because a GoTech just emulates a drive, doesn't it?
Cleaner though, isn't it?
Tim's having the same problem that I had with Steve's board here.
Yeah.
So I'd start it up, I could use it, and then by the time I packaged it up and sent it back to him, it shut itself again.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
So that's 2 board builds I've done. And Tim's done the same, but he's built 2 boards, but one of them was the same as me. So that's 3 types of boards. So that between us, that's 5 that were built in it.
Yeah.
So there's 5 and they've all got the same problem. Well,
yeah.
I guess you need to go back to the drawing board, don't they?
Well,
I guess they need to go back.
The first replica boards on the German forum, I've got 2 of those as well, and they work perfectly.
Right. So
go on, Bill, send it.
I guess you compared the 2 boards. Nothing missing, anything stupid, or
how are you going to know that? Unless you go trace to trace.
Yeah, you could do that. You got a multimeter.
Yeah.
Lots of spare time. It might only need a bodge wire.
It's going to need something. No, I will get the scope on it, and I'm going to scope out the GoTech, swap in the Amiga drive, then scope that.
Yeah.
There you go. Alice said they do trace to trace.
He said he'd done trace to trace, didn't he?
Oh, he's been doing it. He's probably on the first quarter of the board or something.
Yeah, they're not the same.
They're not the same.
No, the ones that Steve sent me are different. They're not a complete copy.
That's where they gone wrong. Oh, obviously.
I think the Tom's 01 board is a complete 1-to-1 copy. There's no enhancements or anything else. I think the Alps board's got a couple of other bits on it. The double ROM and the jumper and stuff like that. The ones that Steve sent me, yeah. So it's not exactly the same. But either way, the actual logic works fine because it will reliably come back and say CBM, blah, 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 or Jiffy DOS, blah, 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 every single time. The minute you plug a drive into it, it just loses its crumpets.
It responds to it when you got a drive in as soon as you give it any form of command, like a load or your list directory or anything like that. It just goes and locks up storage. When you reset computer but not the drive, sort of thing, it comes back as drive not ready. And then you do a reset, and then it does it again. But sometimes it'll list the directory. I've had my original board loading games. Come to try formatting it, it won't format a disk, and then it won't read out anymore.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And then it showed you on Tim's video when it did list it, down the left-hand side, next to the names of stuff, you normally have numbers all the way down. If it doesn't and it has a 0, then it hasn't wrote the lead incorrectly.
Right, okay.
And then it can't read that at all. And then because it can't read it and can't play it, you can't delete it neither.
So you can't do anything.
Doing it manually by scratching program off disk.
Yeah.
And then it shits itself and then you just don't read out else again. I've tried different kernels, I've tried different memory, I've tried different controller chips, I've tried different CPUs. I don't know.
Are you giving then, or?
I give in a long time, mate.
You give in a long time ago. What about you?
A long time ago.
Lee? Are you going to fix the issue?
I've just done other shit. I ain't got round to going back and looking at it.
No. Go back to it when you can be asked, because you just get fed up of it. I mean, it's well over 12 months now. You know what I mean?
It just sucks all your fucking life away. You think to yourself, I'll just turn it on. I've got it set up behind me. Yeah. And I tried it, put the GoTech in it, and it works. I thought, oh, lovely jubbly. And then I thought, I've got to get around to scoping that. And you think, nah, just can't fake it.
I think we've all got things like that on the shelf, Lee.
I've got the scope right next to it as well. I just can't be asked to pick up the probes and jab it. But the AliExpress stuff, I built that MSX board up, and it's been spot on.
I like that MSX build. It's a nice build. I should have done that first because there's less chips on that.
I have actually. I've got another bit to go with that, and I'm going to make another video. And that's the guy that designed it has designed HDMI output for it.
Oh, right, that's cool.
Okay.
Does it come with composite though?
Who wants that shit? Really?
Yeah, I love it.
You might want to
rocking that.
You might want to bring it up to an old CRT telly and have that nostalgic.
It works on my TV. It works on my big TV. It works on my video grabber. What more do I need?
It is composite.
But it works.
It is what's coming out now. Composite.
It works.
Now, I am going to build up the HDMI adapter. And there's also, and this is what I found really strange, there's an audio injector for it as well. So it can actually plug in and have audio and video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be in a future video. I've got the boards. I've just got to get around to doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's new at the bottom. I've never seen that before, Lee. Oh, we worked that out, or Steve?
Steve.
Oh, it's just a little banner that we can scroll across the bottom and put questions in. I thought it'd be a good idea to put that in.
Yeah.
At least it lets everybody say it, and we don't have to say that can't say it, speak it, do we, sort of thing. So, well, why not? Good weekend anyway. When we went to the Yorkshire Amiga group in Leeds, that were a cracking day. There were a lot of people there.
Definitely.
New faces and some old faces. It was good to see them all. A gentleman dropped off a Commodore 64 for me to look at. What else is there? Disk drive, 1541 disk drive. There's a printer, 801 printer, and a Commodore Amiga A2000.
Exactly.
and a 1084S monitor that he dropped off for me to have a look at, and apparently it's been in storage for 30 years and not touched. When he's moved backwards and forwards from Germany, etc., over the years, it's always remained in storage. So we're going to have a good look at that. So I'm just hoping that A2000's batteries haven't shut itself all over the board and destroyed it. Fingers crossed, but we'll see. We'll see. That'll be a video that's coming up before long. I've got a couple of 1200 boards to recap that someone gave me at the Amiga group. One of them came from California, so that'll be coming up next.
Just be sure to twist them fuckers off. With a hammer. Get a fucking angle grinder on there. But whatever you do, don't cut them off.
Can I get my old mechanic tools out? Can I use my tin?
Mole grits work surprisingly well, you know. Mole grits do.
I thought if I just lean board up against wall and get oxyacetylene bottles and just warm it like that, they'll fall off on their own.
These are good luck.
Just don't flip them.
What you do know, Neil, is you need special clippers for them. You need them that return on their own.
All right, no, mine don't do that. But tell you what,
they don't work. They lift traces. They do.
Yeah, but these CK ones are Save My Life ones because I cut through live wire with these and didn't half go bang. That's why they got a hole in them, but they saved my life.
So yeah, I've got quite a bit of stuff coming up, and I also picked up a CM8833 Philips monitor that's got a high-pitched squeal on it as soon as you turn it off, and then you turn it off, and it just peters down and down and down and down slowly away. So I'm thinking, and I've looked at videos and I've watched a few videos on them, because I'm not brilliant with CRTs, but you know, YouTube's there for learning, and that's why I make my videos as well, to put them on there for people to learn from. I might not do things exactly the correct way all the time, but if people can follow them and resolve it,
nobody does exactly.
That's great, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do with the Philips. So I've been and had a look on the online, and it is pointing straight away to the flyback on it, and they're well known for flybacks anyway. And apparently there's exactly the same flyback as what's in the 1084 as well. So I've got one of those that's faulty as well. So I'm going to
get new ones.
Well, flybacks, yeah. Yeah, I think they're a 7533, but you can still get them. They're a little bit expensive. It's worked out. It's coming from Germany. It's been about 45 quid for one. But I didn't pay a lot of money for monitor, to be fair. So it's a very cheap Philips monitor, to be fair, if I fix that. I just thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flyback into the 1084 first and see if that comes round.
Yeah.
And if that comes round, great. And then I'll take it out of the 1084 and I'll put the new one into the Philips one for the time being. And then order another one and bring the 1084 back online as well.
Is the 8833 the one with the SCART in the back?
No. This one's got it's got your usual inputs like your composite and your lumichroma and all that in back. What else has it got? It's got TTL as well.
All right.
And which is quite good because that should work on the Commodore PC that I've got as well. So that's a good do. So it'd be a nicer screen for that. I'm not sure if it has SCART. I don't think it has. Have a look. See if I can find a picture for it.
I've never owned a 8833.
No, I haven't as well. I've got no room for CRT anyway in here.
It should have RGB though, because I'm sure they were used on the Amigas.
Some did, some didn't. The 833 did. The 8332 didn't.
I have the Bayonet RGB one. Do you remember the Bayonet connections?
Oh, they're monstrous, aren't they? You had about 210 of them.
They used to have them, didn't they, with the RGB, yeah. So,
yeah, the earlier ones did have TTL on a DIMM plug, and they had SCART plugged into them.
Okay.
On the 8833, but the 8832, they had it had it in more like in VGA kind of plug. Did the TTL, and then it had the Luma Chroma composite, etc. On the right hand side.
So, did you try that other thing you got from the show, Steve?
Wait, what's that? The
The
accelerator.
thing- Yeah.
No, I haven't bothered with it yet. I've had a look into it. I need
Yeah.
to take 2 resistors off back of my motherboard as well, because it makes them unstable otherwise, apparently. And I've got to work out how to get all lib files in, and it's been that long since I've installed anything on Amiga. I don't even remember how to unpack an LHA file. You know what I
I
mean?
think Anders is in the chat anyway.
Is it?
Yeah, he's in the chat. He's been recapping that machine.
Has he?
Yeah, he's recapped it. I think he ended up with a red screen then.
Right. Okay.
So, that's usually ROMs, isn't it? I think.
I think that lad said it well when we were talking to him at Amiga group. He said
I suggest he'd re-socket it. Change the sockets on the ROMs. Try that next.
Also try and use Kickstarting it and all.
Yeah.
Because they
was there a minute ago.
Cool. So yeah, lots of things coming up. So I've been quiet over the last month or so. You up, mate?
What accelerator did you get?
The 1260.
Nice.
Terrible fire.
Yeah, I've rebuilt an Amiga in that case with a 1230, and that's really nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
Well, you're lately telling me that you can plug the IDE hard drive straight onto the card.
That's what I've done.
Yeah, he's there now. He is. He said he's got a spare.
It didn't work apparently, but what I've read up on it is it doesn't work. It's not for your hard drive. Isn't that on the card? That's there for like soft kicking ROMs and stuff like that. That's all it works for. It's not an IDE.
No,
second IDE drive. Is it? Well, reading up now, I read on their website about it, and that's what they said.
I've got a 1230, and I've got patched Kickstart ROMs. Right. And I did it on that video where I built the blue translucent Amiga, and I put the 2 patched ROMs in, and I can put it straight off the card. It works a lot quicker.
I'll have to have another look into that then, because it might have been an old website or something, or an old thing that I was talking about, or a previous firmware or anything. Do you know what I mean? But
I don't know if that's the 1260, but for the 1230, you can boot from it, because I am.
Right, okay. I think that might be the difference on it, we being 60. I don't know why. They might be using data lines or something for speed. Who knows?
Nice to have a 1260.
But yeah, there's a bit of work to get them installed, because you've got to put all install programs and softwares and files for it and stuff. But I'll have to look into that first.
You can't go wrong with him, though, can you? Terrible Fire. They're generally rock solid stuff.
Mine just worked. He plugged
From
it
what
in.
I've seen, I had a Terrible Fire in the CD32, and it's the best thing ever. But I did what most people did and sold it.
It did say you could plug it straight in and it will work, but they were saying that there's 2 caps on back to something to do with clock or something like that, but it makes it unstable on the 060s. So there were a couple of resistors to remove off the back, or capacitors or whatever they were. I can't remember now.
Yeah, he says in the amp, he says it's just libraries or something. So maybe you were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that, just libraries. Clonato ROMs. What are them?
Clonanto or whatever they call them, yeah.
He sent me some. Mike sent me a couple of ROMs over in that goodie box. But once I did the video, I haven't touched the Amiga since.
Have you not?
No, I've got bits of shit everywhere.
Is that why you got a wall up?
You know it.
You're hiding it all.
You know that's there, don't you, Neil? You know that is put that up there is because we keep pointing out the Amstrad on the shelf.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of Amstrad, we've got an Amstrad coming.
What's that?
Yeah, Amstrad and a monitor and a keyboard.
Just refuse to take it. We'll take it back.
Amstrad PC 086. I just want to play with it.
What?
I can think of better things to play with.
Listen, it's one of the great British companies again. Support your country.
I can't see it.
You don't like Amstrads at all, do you? Not even the Amstrad PCs?
Look, even Austin Rovers were a British company, and even they were shit.
Austin Rovers, there's nothing wrong with them. Rovers, good cars, V8.
Why have you
strong
got a
engine.
British Rail and got an axle stands in your yard?
I haven't.
Mini.
It's not on axle stands anyway. Mine's made over it. It's supported by
put on
BMW.
bricks now, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up from myself, and I've got a lot ahead. I think I've got a lot ahead, a lot of catching up to do. I don't think I'm going to be ordering out from PCB for a while because I've got far too much stuff on the go. MSX cartridges to do. I've got a couple of disk drives to check out. There's quite a bit of it. So what have you guys got coming up on your channels over the next sort of few weeks?
Go on, Neil.
What have I got? I've got Rusty Amiga, my first ever video.
Your Rusty Amiga, you can bring that back to life.
Yeah, this is the board. Look, see.
More with that board. Is that the one out of Rusty Amiga?
Yeah, it's got lots of problems with it.
Where's all its ports gone?
They fell off. Did you see how rusty it was?
I did, yeah.
The ports were covered in rust, and yeah, I don't know, but I've got that other board now, haven't I? So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to swap the Fat Agnes socket around and stuff, aren't I? Because that's knackered.
You're gonna do what Mike did and just harvest it for bits and transfer it over to a new board.
I'm gonna make I've got two boards here, so I'm gonna make one out of two. But I'm hoping I am.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to I'm gonna try put an Agnes on the heat plate and just pull the socket off. Well, not with the Agnes in, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like desolding Agneses because the sockets, because those tracks are a bit small, aren't they? And you can easily damage them. But
yeah, well, there might be a few jumper wires to go in there. What I'd do is drop that Gary socket out of it, and I would really be tempted to take off that chip below it as well, just to have a look underneath it, because you don't know.
Yeah, well, definitely, yeah.
And just pin your traces out, and should be good to go, shouldn't it?
That's what I do. Hopefully, it will be. Yeah, I mean, I know my 68000 works. I mean, I don't know anything about the other chips, but I could try them in this CD TV I've got lying around here, haven't I?
You not finished that thing yet?
Yeah, I finished it. I've just got to put it back together. I've done as much as I'm going to do to it, mate. Honestly, I've got a lot of video on it, but I didn't record the sound for some reason.
Right.
Because I recapped. I don't know whether have you ever worked on them?
No.
If anybody asks you to recap or work on a CDTV, just say no, because they have to be one of the worst. They must be one of the worst machines I've ever worked on. And even that guy at the Amiga show that was going about your wax video that came to me and spoke to me about wax. Was it Mike?
Yeah.
I was talking to him about his, and he said, because I watched your video, he says, to get a bit of insight. He said, I agree with you. He said, they're horrible to work on. He actually broke his cables off the front. What? Those little cables with the little pins are so delicate. You look at them and they bend, and then you're scared to bend them back and stuff. They're like shoved into a plastic connector. And he had to source some new cables for it. And I said, you want to try recapping the CD-ROM? Because they're like tiny caps. If you don't get in the right position, the bottom won't go on properly. And all that was just, and the screws, I think they put them in with an impact driver or something, because you can't get them out. And I
wonder why build quality was so poor.
I don't know. I think they just sort of like came up with this idea and just threw it out. I don't know.
They just rammed it in the box.
Exactly. Yeah. It's nothing. It's just like everything is such a pain to work on it. And like I say, I've recapped the board. Repaired some traces under, I can't remember what it was, under one of the, I think it was under the ROM. I repaired some traces, about 4 traces. And then recapped the CD drive, and then recapped the power supply. It all works now. When power's on, it reads audio CDs, plays audio CDs. It goes into A500 mode and boots the kickstart ROM, the 1.3 ROM, because it's got both ROMs in it on it. So you can switch a jumper. You can switch it to A500 mode, which turns it into an A500. But it plays music CDs, or the player comes up, it reads the tracks. But I've got one CDI disc, not CDI, but CD TV disc with it. But put that in, it won't play that.
Right.
Look, I don't know whether it's got disc rot or something with age or something, because it plays a new CD that I put in an audio CD. I might try and burn a disc and just try that.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be CD rotten, but. Do
you know what I mean? Because it's strange out of playing audio CD and then not.
Yeah. Mind you, it was same as like the Xboxes and stuff like that. When lasers were weak, it'd play CDs, and it used to think
exactly.
DVD. It used to think it were an audio track because that's all it could pick up on.
But I took the remote to pieces, and that is shot. It's had battery acid in it for about 30 years, and it's just at the old board. There's no tracks left on the board at all. I thought, I'm not even going to attempt to repair that.
It's a bit like that game that I was doing, wasn't it? You know, when the back of the button is all completely disappeared.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I recapped that, and the screen's just all crap on it. So I thought, that's that out of the window.
It was terrible inside. The remote was.
Sorry, what were you going to say about?
I think you can still get them. The remote.
What's that? The board? Yeah, they're about £100 though. Like everything looking anything Amiga, especially like rare Amigas like that, have gone stupid. You're talking
well, you know they sell the Chameleon cartridges for 64.
That's where I saw it.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're £100, I think.
Fucking hell. They weren't Jesus.
Yeah, and this thing as well. That was the other thing I was playing with. Do you remember this? The Lynx kit.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can see here. I've replaced all these diodes and everything. I know you can't see, can you? But I don't know whether you know about the Lynx. It doesn't use like a normal voltage regulator or anything, does it? With being Atari, they decided to do things differently. So they just shunt 9 volt for a 5 volt diode and hope it gets 5 volt at the other end. And anything over 5 volt will fry the CPU. And of course, that's outputting 7 volt now. So the CPU is getting really hot really quick. But that's the way it works.
Bloody hell.
I was trying to have a look, see whether I could find anything about the CD TV controller.
Oh, right. Okay.
Individual computers used to do them, but the website's just frozen up at the minute.
I thought you'd frozen then, to be honest, mate. Yeah, to be honest, the CD TV will be going back soon to its home.
Yeah, Amiga kit do them for $99.95.
Yeah, that's what I saw them at, £99, £100. Worth it, though, isn't it, Lee?
What?
Worth it, £99 for a CD TV remote.
Your mate says he's found a 500 keyboard with PCB.
Yeah, that would do for Rusty Amiga.
The thing is, the CD TV, I mean, CDs are stopping working in general.
Yeah, because of disk rot. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and even if your laser's all right, your discs are fucking self-destructing, you might as well have an A5. I mean, the only thing is they look nice, doesn't it?
They look nice in a hi-fi in a stacker system. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Other than that, it's just an A500.
Exactly.
I mean, they were ahead of the times, weren't they? I mean, look at your Xbox and your PlayStation. Now you can watch movies on them, you can play music in it, you can play games on it. You know, and really, it was innovation for its time. But I don't think I know. And Alex says CD TVs are a nightmare.
Yeah, he came here when I was working on that CD TV, and he looked at it and he hated it.
You hate to pay high prices for them and hate to work on them.
Yeah, I mean, he repairs Macintosh boards all day, so he looked at that and he thought, "Nah, the crap." That's what I said. It is a nightmare to fix, and if everything's awkward on it, like I say, it's I don't know.
It's just been squeezed in a box on it, I think, to be fair.
I think that's what it is. He didn't think about it. I think they wanted to get it out to compete against Philips, didn't he? Because Philips had the CDI out at the time and stuff, and they were all trying to get. They were trying to get into that market.
It was all them wars, wasn't it? With like your VHSs and your Betamax.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Betamax, VHS, and stuff. Yeah,
Blu-ray and HD discs and all that lot all the way down the line. Sorry, Lee.
The CD TVs were a white elephant, though, because when the CDIs come out, they could play video discs. The same as
exactly.
32. But the CD TV couldn't. That could barely play music CDs.
Just about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing going for it is it was a nice looking A500.
Exactly, yeah. And it had a big backlog of catalogue of software, didn't it?
Yeah.
Off the A500 of games.
Yeah.
But then you had to buy the expensive keyboard and the expensive mouse.
Yeah.
It come out a bit late in game, though, didn't it, in 91?
Yeah, because
really?
I've just looked it up now to see when it was released. March 91.
When was the A1200 out?
1200.
Well, I thought the CD32 was only 93.
I thought it was.
And, A1200 came out in October 92.
Yeah, CD32s are 93. Mine's a 93.
Yeah, September 93 was CDTV.
Yeah.
So they were doing well, though, weren't they, really, with Commodore, when you think about it. I mean, they were bringing out that CDTV that would come out in 91. You've got the follow-on with the Amiga 1200 that came out in 92. You've got your CD32 that tried to come out but didn't come out in 93.
Some small company sued them for loads of money.
And then 90, for a blinking cursor.
Yeah, blinking hell.
Yeah, then 94, I think, pretty much were the demise then, wasn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I think a lot. Well,
I did read somewhere that the next version was almost ready. The AAA chipset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be far off. I mean, they were working away, weren't they? Like Neil said, they were being sued for blinking cursor. So they lost the money to that and didn't have enough to pay for all the units at CD32s that were sat in America and China and stuff, and then that's it. Plop.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, makes you wonder what they would have been doing now if they'd have still been about.
They would have spunked it just later on.
I think they'd have probably just gone into PCs just like everybody else did. You know what I mean? Because that's where alt market were heading, wasn't it, at the time?
Well, they did with XCOM, didn't they? They had Commodore PCs.
Yeah, I mean, just after Amiga and stuff, and after the demise of them, everything sort of started merging PC, didn't it? You know,
Amigas were the last of the separate makes, weren't they? There wasn't really anything else to compete against it. Atari sort of tried Atari's last ditch effort was a Falcon, wasn't it? The 03.
You've only got sort of three things.
You've got one of them in the wild.
You've got Athlon, you've got Intel, and you've got Mac, and that's just like your three different computers thing. I know Mac's completely different to a PC, but you know what I mean? That's the only competitiveness that they've got these days. You know, we're great in our day.
Macs are x86 now.
Are they?
Sure they are.
No, they're not. They're on ARM processors now.
Really?
Macs have gone on to ARM. They're well fast now. They're on the M1 processors. Macs have been on ARM processors for a while. They're on the M3 now, I think.
Yeah, I haven't never used a Mac.
Have you not used? Oh, you won't know what you're missing, mate. As soon as you get one of those ARM processors, honestly, you kick ass.
Is that why they made that? Is that
honestly, mate? You will not believe how fast they are, Lee. They're so fast.
The Mac is the Amstrad of the PC world.
Yep.
No. You can't say that. No.
Yeah, it's Apple at the end of the day.
Yeah, but the ARM processor itself is really fast.
You know why the symbol's there, Apple, don't you? Somebody took a bite of it and didn't bother me anymore.
You've got everything on the processor, haven't you?
You are?
You've got everything on the processor, like everything's there with the memory, everything is. It's just straight there.
Yeah.
The Raspberry Pi's got an ARM in it.
See, M3 now, exactly, ARM processors, and who designed them? It was Acorn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we didn't see him making an iPad.
Processor designed on a British computer, wasn't it? The BBC.
That made a, what is it? Have an iPad software to run on a Raspberry Pi, but you can put Android on it.
Yeah, it kicks the ass of thread rippers.
What?
There you go. Thread rippers have got nothing on an M3. He's looking it up now.
It's an 8-core with 4 performance cores.
So it's still an Amstrad.
It's not an Amstrad, mate. You cannot call it an Amstrad.
Category-wise, yeah. Level.
No.
Okay. iPhone, my show.
Or like a Atari ST.
Well, do you remember the iPods? When they come out?
Yeah.
The ones with the clicky hard drives.
Yeah. I got one of them. It was black and white. Had a 40 gig hard drive in it. It was a fucking monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I there I am. I'm on holiday. I come back. I get it from where I am on holiday. And I plug it into the computer. And it loads up this bit of software called iTunes. Well, I've never seen such a diabolical fucking mess in my life. That piece of software was not only shit, but it just took over my entire computer.
No, there's one worse.
Well, iTunes 2.
No. Do you remember AOL used to get the disc for your letterbox?
Yeah.
One of them in. It took over your control panel and everything. Even your start menu became AOL Center. It took over everything.
I've never liked Apple products. Never.
No, I do. I think they're good.
I've had them. I used to have the iPhones back in the day, but I mean, I know it's different these days, but back then you couldn't even use an MP3 track as a ringtone. You had to download an app.
Yeah. It's not that as
well. Into a particular file for it to use, and it was like, what? I like the freedom of the Android of just going. Yeah. I think I want to watch film. Plug a USB stick and watch it instead of having to go through iPhones, iTunes, or whatever you want to call it all the time with everything.
I mean, build quality wise, though, the laptops are better build quality than like the PC alternatives, but they are over engineered a lot. I mean, like to take the Wi-Fi cables, you've got 16 small screws and stuff like that. That's the way it is. They're very well over engineered, but they're good build quality.
I don't know.
It's not like Amstrad, mate. You cannot compare them to Amstrad.
Look, I've got my laptop is a Spectre X360, and that's
I know them ones, yeah. Aluminium, I know them, yeah. I've worked on them. Yeah. Exactly.
I see a Mac and I just want to avoid it.
As much as an Amstrad.
What do you reckon to Windows 11?
Oh, you can keep that shit.
I put it on, I thought it looks like Mac, took it off.
So I get my other laptop, right? It's got fucking Windows 11 on it. I start it up. The first thing it gets to is you got to sign in with an account. I was like,
yeah.
What? I then had to Google how to get around this shit. And I had to delve into a command prompt and all sorts just to install the fucking operating system. It doesn't want to let you do it unless you sign in with a Microsoft account.
Mm-hmm.
That's bollocks.
Well, if Apple can do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Windows 11. I'll be sticking with 10 for the duration.
Foreseeable future. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sticking on Windows 3.11, mate, for workgroups. Can't fault it.
No.
Still running everything.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be moving it. I'll wait until next Windows come out. I mean, they actually said when Windows 10 come out that there weren't going to be any more Windows, didn't they? They said that were it. They were just going to keep on upgrading Windows 10.
You can skip that setup by typing dash ubele or something. I do it at work.
What's that up?
Yeah, you got to go in the command prompt and type it, innit ya?
That's it. Yeah. It's ubi dash oobee dash bypass nro. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Windows.
Secure boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That allows you to sign in. Do you remember you used to get that option where you could click saying I don't have internet?
Yeah.
And then it went to next screen. It said, do you want to connect one of these Wi-Fi's? And you said, I've still not got internet. You just had to keep clicking at it. So, yeah.
Them options are taken away because they just expect everybody's got it these days.
Exactly, yeah. They want to harvest information, don't they?
Yeah. Have you updated your Ultimate yet, Lee?
No.
U64E?
No. Someone had some problems I saw on Facebook with that. 2 minutes.
I actually didn't have any problems with it, to be fair. I updated it straight away. I just went back in my settings and twiddled to what I needed to twiddle to. And then I went into the Wi-Fi section of it, installed that in, put my username and password in for my Wi-Fi, and ping, you're online. Just hit your F5 and go straight into assembly, pick out a search for whatever you want and fire it up.
Did it work all right?
Yeah, perfectly every time. And what it does is it then, if you know you've got a RAM disk as well on there as well, so when you download it, that file goes into your RAM disk. So you can go back to your RAM disk at any time and just pick that off if you want. Or you can stick it into your, load it into your drive and then copy it to a proper disk or a tape or whatever you need to, if you want to. But we Assembly 64 on there. It's just a game changer, mate. You don't want for anything. Everything and anything is on there. All the software you can possibly want, except for new released copyrighted stuff.
Yeah.
So
I've got Assembly on my laptop.
Yeah. Brilliant. I mean, I've never bothered with Assembly 64. I've never used it before in my life. And when I used it on the Ultimate,
I've actually got the actual application for it. And what it does is it downloads the whole assembly onto your computer.
Right.
And it just automatically keeps it updated.
Right, that's cool.
So you've got like a local copy of it. It's really good.
Yeah. I might have to have a look at it on my PC, but I've never bothered with that. But certainly on the Ultimate, it's a definite game changer, is that for Ultimate. It's just there at your fingertips, pick off what you want, off you go. You know, you're not thinking, I want to play this game, go to my PC, find a file, or have to dump it off somewhere else to try and play it and stuff. You just straight away search for it, bosh. You can search by name, gene, year, month, week, day, if you want. Everything's all there. The search engine is absolutely brilliant. And of course, it's still in beta stages as well, really. Yeah. So I expect Gideon, when he does another update, he'll have tweaked it a bit more, because when you list, you can only have first 20 entries that come up. There's no page after it. So if you want to get to something a bit more specific, you have to refine the search a bit more to get to where you want. But I was playing Monkey Island on it anyway. That was quite good for on 64.
Monkey Island on the 64?
Yeah, I was going to say, they've just released that. Somebody's made a conversion. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks okay. I haven't played it too much. I just fired it up, had a quick look. And but yeah, it looks quite cool, actually.
That's a full game?
Yeah.
All right. These Ultimate cartridges, then, can you not make them yourself yet?
No, it's Gideon's business.
He's not going to release them, you don't think?
No, he never will.
Oh, because they're quite expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, but you get lifetime warranty as well with them.
That's
the beauty of it. I mean, when you start looking at it, Neil, and I've said this so many times to people.
You said, obviously they sound like an amazing thing. Yeah,
you don't actually know what you want, so you start going out and wanting this, and that. I want something to load my games in, so you get a Tapuino. I want something to load my D64s in, so we do that. Raspberry Pi things or Pi hats and stuff like that to do it, and then you think, well, I won't mind a dual SID. So then you go out and buy a dual SID kit for your 64, and then I won't mind this, and I won't mind that, and I won't mind other, And before you know it, you've spent a load of bloody money on all these separate little gadgets.
You said that.
You could have just bought Gideon's cartridge and whacked it straight in.
Yeah, because you've got one as well, haven't you, Lee?
It's 2 cartridges, haven't you, Lee?
Yeah.
You got one of it. I think you got one of me, didn't you, a while back? Yeah. But they're the proper ones that he's got, not the new lattice ones. The proper FPGA ones.
Yeah.
Is there still a waiting list for them? There was last time.
There always is, mate. There always is. You buy it, and you sit back and wait, and it could be 6 months, but it's well worth the wait.
Mm-hmm.
Well worth the wait.
Speaking of fucking waiting lists, I'm still waiting for this Mega 65.
I
thought you cancelled it.
No, it's going to be later on this year. It's unreal. The waiting list on it is super long.
You paid
for the Mega 65, the Commodore machine that never got released.
Yeah.
It was a prototype, yeah.
That would have killed the Amiga in certain ways, but not always.
No.
That's what I read once.
It was an enhanced. It was an enhanced 65. It's a Commodore 64, really.
Yeah.
With more colours.
Yeah.
More colours, disk drive built into it, etc. Nicer keyboard. Probably a little bit more power.
CPU was faster.
Quicker, I think. Is it 2 meg? Something on that one? Or a meg? I can't remember.
What?
4 megs on 64, isn't it? Hey?
It's 40 megahertz.
It's 40 on there. I didn't know as we tried. But these new ones, you can put cores in them, so you can run Commodore 64 core on it as well. Believe that they'll probably make an Amiga core.
Like Lee does that machine or whatever he's got.
Yeah, like the Mister.
Yeah, like the Mister.
Yeah, so they are a nice unit. But if you want an original one, they're about 20 grand, something daft like that.
How much?
About 20 grand. Yeah. Because we never released, were they?
Nah, I suppose not.
The thing is, what they're doing is they're making a new motherboard, new case, new keyboard, and it's got mechanical keys in it as well. And they're getting recon disk drives. Oh, what the fuck's this? What?
Question for you, Lee.
Alex, my favourite Amstrad is the one I don't have to fucking use. The Mega 65 is using recon disk drives, and they've got to source them.
They're just Amiga drives out there that you're using, but I found a big source for them, but they're not going to last forever neither, to be fair. I am tempted to go for one, you know. I am thinking about buying one, but...
So what drives you say you're using? 3.5?
Yeah.
Yes, Amiga drive.
It would come with a GoTech, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me at all. But I am going to have another go at FPGA coding when I get it. So I'll start translating the cores over.
Nice. That'd be good to do, Lee.
Yeah.
That'd be a good do, that.
What's going on?
What else coming up? What else? Have you ordered any bits? Have you got any more computers coming in? Or is anybody sending you out?
I'm going to start getting rid of my machines.
I've started to.
I've got Ataris. I've got a lot of Ataris. I'm going to get rid of them. Dragons. You know, I've accumulated a load.
Yep.
I'm going to just start thinning them out to actually what I want to keep. I think
you do. You do. I mean, you have your own personal niche, don't you? I mean, obviously, mine's been Commodore. Yours as well has been your 128s, really. You know, so you have your niche, and you end up going down different rabbit holes really quickly and really easily if you're not careful. You know, I mean, I started getting shut of all my Spectrum stuff. I'm going to whittle it down, and then some bastard gives me an N64. And then it starts again. Do you know what I mean?
You said to me, I said, I've got one in the back here.
But that's what happens, though. So already I've gone down rabbit hole. I bought a controller for it. I bought a power supply for it.
You got rid of another Spectrum, didn't you?
He's what?
You got rid of another Spectrum at the same time. So.
I got rid of another Spectrum and another Amiga at the same time. But I want to try and trim down. I want to go back to my bait roots and get shut of the stuff that wasn't really there for me in my niche, if you like. So I'm really, I've said it before, and I did strip a lot back a while ago, but I think it's going to go back a lot further. Plus the fact I'm running out of bloody room to be collecting all this lot anyway. So if I get shut of a load of stuff, I've got more room to fill it back up with old Commodore.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to head down the line with. It's like you see behind me, you can see the Spectrum that's sat there. That can bugger off just underneath that Spectrum. There's a ZX80, so that can disappear. Just to my left, there's the Spectrum with a Div MMC on it. There's a BBC Micro there. I think all that can eventually that'll go.
See, I keep the Micro because I like the Micro because it fetches back school memories.
I've got a Master up in the loft that's going to go.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nice. I've got an Amstrad on shelf that's normally behind me. So over there to the right hand side, up there somewhere. Only reason why that hasn't gone is yet because I can't reach it for the rest of the shit that's in front of it. But that will go before long as well. So that's gonna, it's got a dandonator, I think, with that thing. So that's going to go as well.
That's the SD thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they're okay, the dandonators, but have you ever used one?
No.
Right. Well, you've got to plug them into your PC, and you've got to use software, and you can load 4 games on.
Oh.
And then you can click between them 4 games when you put it on your Amstrad. So then when you want to change them 4 games, you've got to plug it back into your PC.
4 good games on the Amstrad.
Not really, but they did make more, you know. So if there's just particular 4 games that you do enjoy playing, that's great. You know, but if you want to change a game, then you've got to dump it, and then you got to put another game back on it, and then with your PC, and then plug it back in to play it. And I thought, you know, really, it should be done on an SD card. Why can't they do that on an SD card? You just put an SD card with that OS on the SD card. You can just swap that easy peasy instead of having to plug it out of your machine, plug it in with a USB cable.
What was that on?
Computer. This is what the dandonators are like. They did one for ZX Spectrum, and they did one for Amstrad as well.
I like this ZX Drino made.
Hey?
I like this ZX Drino made because it's like having a cassette again. It's just great.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching it. A lot of stuff. Yeah, it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. It's one here. And now I know it works.
I'll have a go at building that one that you gave us.
Yeah, it's got big buttons for it as well. Don't mean you can't miss them. They're great. This is a version 2. It's got a remote on it as well.
I was watching it load, and it looked quite good as well. Because I was saying to you before, when you're watching them bars going up and down on each side,
it's
you can see them rolling quickly. The steadier and stabler you can get them is more of the true crisp sound that it's actually wanting.
Is it?
Yeah, when that were loading, they were fairly still with that. They look good.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked well.
Quite a wide bandwidth, I think, to the Spectrums for loading. You know what I mean? So it can capture.
Mm-hmm.
But you've still got to get volume right, and you've still got to get treble right, and you've still got to get your bass right.
Otherwise, you can't adjust any of that on that. I don't think there's no settings.
Don't need it by the look of it.
No, I flashed it with other firmware as well. I've got a different program now I can send you where you can select what firmware you want to flash. Max Drino, ZX Drino, which there's about 4 different things. Tape Drino as well as the one. And I don't know what the difference is, but I put that Max Drino on that Lee said. So I don't know why.
You need flashing this one then, yeah?
Sorry?
It'll need flashing then, will it?
Yeah, you need to flash it and everything, yeah. It's easy enough.
Yeah, I'll
you work it. Yeah.
The Drino works on loads of different machines.
Yeah, it's just a nice build it was, and I quite like it. I wouldn't mind printing a case for it and stuff, so it's a lot more reliable. It's a lot more reliable than tapes.
Yeah. Your mate was saying that he's trying to get rid of some hardware if anybody fancies a Power Mac.
What's a Power Mac? Are those big aluminium ones that weigh a ton?
I don't know, because I've never been into a Mac, so I couldn't tell you.
I think they literally had about half a ton of aluminium in them. The Pikeys would have it.
Get it
weighing.
Weigh it in, yeah. They're bloody dead heavy. I remember the things. the early ones had, because Mac had their own processors, didn't they? What were they?
Shit.
No, what processor did they use before Intel?
Apple PC, wasn't it?
Amstrad
It was what?
processor. With an AY chip in them as well.
Power
Can't
PC.
remember. Power PC, it might have been. Yeah, I think they were the ones that they had the dual processors and they had massive heat sinks about this big.
Yeah, you may say Power PC. Yeah, I can't really comment with Mac to be honest. It's just like Apple. I've never really bothered with them. It's just one of those things you just
Or lean with Amstrad.
you either lean one way or you lean the other, don't you, sort of thing with
Yeah.
stuff. You know, but so I do know Macs are supposed to be more solid and more stable, but I don't know what they mean by more solid and stable. What
Built
do they mean
like.
by what? Well, my PC, I built it bloody about 8 years ago. It's still solid and stable. It's never done out. It's never shat itself. So I don't know what they mean by that.
Exactly.
If you know what I mean. But yeah, cool. Got what else? Anybody?
Anything else now? Anybody got any questions?
Anybody in the chat that's there?
No, they're all quiet, aren't they?
Yeah.
You got Amp trying to sell stuff. Alex asking what Captain Commodore's favourite Amstrad was. Alice is rather quiet. Where's Alice? Is he?
He's normally chatting away, isn't he? Like, you know, there's something wrong if he's chatting away.
That's my daughter. Just give me a shout out. Hello, Lucy.
Is she coming to the Blackpool Expo?
I don't know. I should convince her to come. Actually, that is a good thing. Are you coming more as well, Lee? Are you going to come this next year?
What's that?
Or what? Blackpool Expo.
Expo.
No excuses. Just come.
Just depends when it lands.
At the same time.
Probably not then. I have my boy every other weekend.
Bring him with you.
Yeah, he'd love it.
We're going to do it weekend. We're going to go on Saturday, stay over Sunday, come back Sunday. Yeah, Saturday, stay over Sunday.
I think Blackpool.
Yeah, but it's not that. Yeah, but it's a fact. You can play on all the arcade machines, and there's even the Star Wars sitting cab and the Outrun and the Afterburner. My lad had never got a chance to use them before, and I took him, and he loved it. Sat in Star Wars for a while, didn't he? Didn't want to get out.
I think he should. Should get over, mate. We're going to have an overnight this time. You up?
What date was it? Can you remember?
It's when Blackpool
fireworks things on.
World Championship fireworks is on. It's around about the same time.
Not next year. It's this year, isn't it? I'm getting confused. It's this year. Yeah, we're in 2024.
We'll see close at the time then. Alex has said, anyone in Nintendo Switch repairs?
You know why he said that?
Because you've been doing something, yeah?
Yeah, and I give him the other one to fix now. I gave it him and said, Alex, have a look at this while you're at work. I've changed 2 ICs on it, a capacitor, and I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I remember, yeah. It didn't power up, did it?
No, it doesn't. Apparently, what the guy said was he did an update and it stopped working, like they always say.
That's a bit of a severe update, wasn't it?
Nothing to do with, like, probably sticking, I don't know, 300 volts for it or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it is on a bank holiday. It's just on a weekend.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look now, see when it were on. It was 7th to 8th of October last year.
Yeah.
So I suggest it's around about that time again.
Yeah.
Lucy, I was downloading Windows. Yeah, look, see all these updates stopping things working.
Yep.
Yeah, I think where Windows is concerned, as long as you don't ask too much of it, it's fairly stable.
Yeah.
Actually, what Alex just said, we actually had this on a customer complaint once on the insurance. said she was downloading an update and it cracked the screen. So, honestly, that's the type of things you tell insurance repairs.
You mean it was plugged in doing an update and it fell off, whatever it was sat on?
See, I did an update and it smashed itself. Yeah. Enjoy.
So I suppose we're getting up to hour and we're getting wrapped up for stuff coming up and what we've been doing. Let's see what we can smash out on his channels this year. Congratulations to you as well, Neil. It was your channel's birthday, wasn't it, the other day?
Monday, I was a year old.
It was my third year on YouTube on 12th of January, I think it was. Well, that's what it says, but I don't think I did any videos until about March anyway, to be fair. But the actual channel's birthday is 12th of January. So when's yours, Lee? When did yours pass? That was a while ago, wasn't it? In your first year? September, yeah.
Yeah.
A year and a half down the line now.
Yeah.
Have you looked back at your original videos?
No.
Why not?
Have you not?
No, I just hadn't had time.
Honestly, you should look back at your first video and you think, what the hell was I doing? That is so bad, my word.
Tell you what.
Don't you put them on?
Tell you what.
Do not put our first videos on.
I tell you what. You've done it now. Take a little look of the videos of what we're on.
Please. Lucy, it doesn't work that way. You can't watch your own videos and get your views up. I've tried that. I left it playing all night. It didn't work, Lucy.
Oh, wow. So I'll bring that one up.
Oh, there you go then. So go on then.
I'll do mine. I don't mind doing mine. I'll go my playlist. Manage my vids.
I haven't got different accounts, Lucy. So where you going into your first video?
So this is my first video. I'm not going to play it all, obviously, because we'll be here for hours live. Yeah. We'll just have a look, see what kind of things it did. This is my first video that came out on 23rd of January 2001. I don't know whether you're going to get sound over this or not, so we'll have a look. Oh, not that way. Go that way. You have to let me know if you can hear sound.
Yeah, we can. Looks really good. It's a box.
Wow. That's very quiet. Can you turn it up a bit? Test it and check it out. Can hardly hear it. But you can actually see the qualities, can't you? Do you know what I mean? Of your videos yourselves, of what you've done. And looking back at that, I'm just I got a guy with a desk, if you know what I mean, plonking stuff on it and pulling it out.
This shows how much you changed, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does definitely, yeah. Did you actually go on video on this as well?
No, I didn't. I don't put my face on it. It was just my hands at the time.
The same as me, that was. Nothing but hands.
Yeah, I didn't want to put my mug on it at one time, but yeah. Hey, Rudy, how you doing, mate?
What year was that? 2021, you said?
January 21, yeah.
2021, yeah, my daughter was last in. So, yeah.
Retro for you.
Oh, don't do me next.
Videos.
My first one will be Rusty Amiga. What? No, why have I got fingers on there?
Scrolling that bottom.
Hey, did you see? I went for a green screen phase as well. I saw that then with a dinosaur. Yeah, but okay. I was gonna say, why is Captain Commodore on there as well?
I don't know. Why is mine on there? What's going on? What's going on here?
You've not gone to my channel, I don't think. You need to click on that one. That's it. With my new logo.
Oldest.
Specky
No.
forever.
Well, look at that. 2 minutes long.
Brad.
2 minute
No.
video. For that,
No,
you
this
can
is
watch
just-
it all.
I don't even speak on this. But
No, I don't think you did you on this one?
no, I didn't. I just
Oh, what?
you have to go on. That was just, I don't know, as an idea I had. I was expecting 1,000 views. That's terrible. Just seen it.
Chest from just 15 minutes.
Here you go, YouTube. You can have adverts free.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a bit unfair, that, isn't it? Mind blown. Who's put that?
Hi guys, girls, aliens, people, persons. Yes, hey, everybody nowadays. Well, this is the first video I'm gonna do.
So you can hear your sound, can't you, Neil? There, where it's echoey. You know what I mean?
It's just terrible. Exactly. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
the power supply from the Rusty.
I can't believe I'm pulling a power supply to pieces.
Due to various reasons, one being the plug. Obviously, it's rusty. It's missing the clamp, which should be there, and also it's coming apart. Why people do this, I don't know.
This is class idea. This is Steve.
First, let's open this plug socket in and get into it. Obviously, you can see the screw is very, very worn.
The screw is very, very screwy.
I would go. No. As for opening plugs, obviously that's fine for people to do, but I would not recommend anybody opening a power supply.
Unless you're nuts.
You can end up dead.
There are those big screaming caps that hold a lot of power. You know what you're doing, you could end up putting
Oh, it's a broken plug, she said.
But
Does you like broken plugs, Lucy? Look at the great. Look how it's in shot and everything.
I'm just interested to see what it's like underneath. I mean, I love these undiscovered things that have not been used in years. Excuse me now.
Oh, that's terrible.
Now resorting to giving a talk spec instead.
Don't fucking look at mine.
You're just swearing, Lee.
What the fuck's this?
Let's go for it. I love it.
Hi, welcome to this video. We're going to talk about Commodore power supplies.
You're pulling a power supply to pieces.
I know.
Modern replacement supply.
Yeah, but you take the plug apart like I do.
Several different models of Commodore
I did put a warning somewhere in this.
whilst using a much more efficient switching type power supplies, and also taking a look at these switching supplies as they're not all born equal. Once we've assembled our Commodore supply, we're then going to take a supply that's able to power the 1541 and 1581 disk drives. These have much more stringent rules.
This was a long fucking video.
It's an hour and 40 minutes.
Ah, but yours are very good, actually. Look how clean your desk is.
roughly on the scope.
It ain't now.
I've never seen his desk like that ever.
Well, he's not seen his desk for a long time.
Steve, go to one of his latest videos and see the difference in desk. Do it, Steve. Steve's desk now.
Well, that's one adverse to be there, YouTube. Come here.
Steve's desk. See how it's changed. Oh, he's hidden it on here, has he?
Yeah.
No, you picked a video with no desk.
I know.
Did you see how tidy it was? Did you see how tidy and white it was? Look at that.
Well, you've got to give him his due. You can still see desk.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
At least you know desk's white.
That was great. That was great fun, that was.
It's just, you look back over at stuff that you do, and you don't realise how far you've come with what you do in your video quality. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You started off and you were just a camera and you got on with what you were doing, and that were it. And then you start implementing little things to try and remember to say, or put it into a format where you say a little bit,
yeah,
throw your intro in, and then get on with it. You can see how you've developed over the time when you go back and look at them. And it's great to laugh at yourself as well, which is great. It's always great.
You got to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think people understand how much work YouTube is.
No.
I mean, people say to you, go do a YouTube video. Yeah, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Like, I'll give you an example. There's somebody at work who started one roughly like about 4 months after I started mine. He did 2 videos and he quit. So it just shows that it's a hell of a lot of work.
Well, look at Mike from Mike at the Amiga group. What he was saying about the Sinclair C5 that he got. He was wanting to start doing restoration videos.
Yeah,
on
he said to me,
C5. He says, I did first one, and then I just thought, what, stuff that? It's too much like hard work. I went, well, it is, because your first videos, you don't know your software, you don't know what you want, until eventually, I mean, my first videos, even though I didn't put my face on or do anything like that, they still used to take me 3 or 4 hours to produce.
Yeah,
now you're down to what, an hour and a half, where you can chuck them together sometimes.
I'm never, because I always get something go wrong, like I forget to switch the source, or I forgot to switch the source and I didn't press record. I've left it on pause. I've sold a load of bits on, and I look and I think,
you'll develop your checklists over time, your mental checklist. You've done them errors so many times, you've failed in them areas so many times that your memory remembers. Oh, must do that, must do this, must do that. And it becomes cleaner and cleaner, and you do get it, and you familiarize yourself as well with your software. You start with DaVinci Resolve. I mean, that software is absolutely fantastic. You can do anything.
Exactly. I'm loving it now. It's really good.
Producers can do, and I don't know. I don't even know 5% of it.
Exactly. The only bugbear I've got with DaVinci Resolve is, I don't know whether it happens to you guys, but it does with me, is I click, like the little razor blade thing to cut a clip? But then I forget to click it back to the arrow, and I go along and I start cutting loads of cuts. And I think, oh, fuck, and I have to click undo all the while.
Yeah. Well, easy way for you to undo is Control Z.
Well, there you go then. Yeah, shortcuts.
So that's all I do. I sit there with Control Z and I'm doing stuff, and if it does all, I just click it with my keyboard straight away, and it's gone.
And another thing is, if the sound as well, if you cut a bit out and your sound's there or something, sometimes you have to move the sound out of the way, because otherwise it disorientates.
Yeah.
Right click it and uncheck the link clips.
You'll link them.
That's what I need to do then. I'm still learning, like I say. I only learn how to put them all together in one clip now. I learned how to do that, and that's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. But
I'm finding doing stuff on camera is more difficult than doing stuff off camera.
It does.
It does, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Like soldering on camera.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's because you're overthinking it. You're thinking in your head.
It's not.
It's got to be perfect. You can't have your hand in the way of the camera, and
you're not comfortable in how you're doing it because you're fighting around everything and trying to not get cameras in your way and your hands in your shoulder and your arm in your gut and stuff like that, you know.
Well,
and people don't realise that how hard it is to build these things, how hard it is to work on these things when you've got when you stood behind a camera.
I've got a big old set of magnifiers on my head. I'm always headbutting the bloody camera. I'm right on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm catching the camera.
Yeah, and if you put it up out of way, your camera up out of way, you'll end up with your head, top of your head in shot and stuff like that. It's hard work, isn't it?
I've had loads with my head on shot. You can see a board patch on your head when you're going over light. So yeah, just what it is.
Yeah.
I think what is it? Mike at the Amiga Club was saying to me. He said he used to follow some of the big YouTubers, but he's finding watching our stuff more enjoyable now. He says because it doesn't look so scripted and stuff like some of them are. I said no. So they're definitely not scripted. I said that's why things go wrong all the while.
What you find is, and I think it's what they do when they try and streamline the videos to make it easier for themselves, is they sort of do the fixes as they go along now. They started off like us, they detailing out how you repair things, and then it goes to clip action. So I was going to do this, and I checked out, and I found out that it was this chip clip. The chip's installed, so we installed that chip, and we were still getting the same thing clip. So we tried this and did that. You know, it's all falling away. Even some of the other YouTubers, I won't mention names because I think it's unfair. But there's a channel that I watch really a lot, and I like it. And I won't explain what they are because it'll be a dead giveaway straight away, and it's unfair. But it doesn't show repairs anymore. It'll show you the new Commodore 65 that's come and review it. He'll show you something else that comes and he'll review it. And then he'll put a clip up and he'll start showing you things that are up and coming. But that's not how his channel started. He started his channel by fixing things and building things like we are doing now. And I just feel as though that later on when you having to pump out maybe more material and more high quality videos and stuff like that, that you're focusing more on building on creating your video and throwing in your trimmings to make it look good than what you're doing to show people how to actually fix that item.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what Mike was sort of getting at with it, because he said it's great for us guys. He says I think it's brilliant how you show how to fix these things. I've learned loads of stuff off there, and it's like I said to him, I says, where do you think we've all learned things from?
From YouTube, and from messing around and doing things wrong.
YouTube,
you learn by doing things wrong because you find you won't do it that way again.
I got that terrible fire.
The arsehole out of it.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said usually after you've blown the whole arsehole out of it.
Once it started smoking and stuff. Well, it's like when I was younger, when I must have been about 10 or something, I wired up my first plug. And I was so proud. And I could see the wires, and I plugged it in out the top on to see how it was working.
Yeah.
Of course, you know what happened? I got electrocuted. And I'd never do that again in my life.
Yeah. All that tickles off electric, I'm pretty sure of that one.
And when you used to what's your name as well? When you couldn't find a plug, you must have done this where you used to stick the wires in the plug and stick
one in top.
Put them over holes and bang.
That was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
It worked. What do you want?
It did work, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
I remember as a kid trying to put an LED light into plug socket to see if it would light up.
Yeah.
It lit up for a millisecond before it exploded.
That was nuts. I just remember going downstairs to my dad and my hand was shaking. He's going, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like this it was. Well, yeah. Crazy times.
It is. It is.
But it is true. I mean, it's like capacitors, charge capacitors and stuff. We used to do that in a workshop, charge them, foam at people and stuff. Catch this. And
Yeah.
no, I'm not 64. I'm 49 this year.
Wow, you big 6-0 next year, is it?
1975 I was born.
Right, okay.
So yeah, that makes me 50. I don't know, 49.
You want to do your equations right, mate?
59 then.
You're not very convincing, Neil.
Sorry?
You're not being very convincing with your age.
No, honestly, mate, 1975 I was born, 21st of Feb. There you go.
That makes
There's
you 49.
GBR now. There's all my data gone now. People getting credit cards with my name and stuff.
Off to hack your website. I know your date of birth. I'm going to say you're not bloody fitting 59 next year, mate.
Yeah, 49, mate. Then the big 50.
49.
Yeah. Yeah, 59 going on for. That's what I am. You don't grow up inside, do you? Well,
No.
I don't anyway.
No.
No,
I once
you
asked my mother, I said to her, how old do you feel? And her answer was, what? In here or when I look in the mirror?
Exactly, yeah. That's how
In
it is.
here. She went, 21, 22.
Yeah.
No, bless her. She's 80 next. You know what I mean? But mine doesn't age.
Look at her, see. Look, I'm 23. How old does that make you feel, Dad?
Is that months or years?
Yeah,
If it's months, she's doing well on a keyboard.
exactly. Just AI. GPT.
AI?
Yeah, AI. Yeah, it's good. So, what Commodores you going to keep now? And Amiga wise, I mean,
What, me?
both of you, yeah. I'm
I'll
just
stay
curious
Commodore.
about Amigas.
No, just Commodore in general. Everything about Commodore.
So you're going to keep like a 600 or 500 plus? You're going to keep one of each, or
Yeah, I've got them all, pretty much, apart from when you start moving into the 2000s,
Have you got-
3000s.
yeah, exactly, because they were really hard to get hold of, weren't they?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
have you not felt the temptation to open that 2000?
I wanted to do it as soon as I got home to have a look.
Did you?
But
And you're not telling us.
I left it. I thought we're getting too late in day. I was knackered anyway. I kept looking at kitchen clock. I thought I've got to make this thumbnail and stream link for tonight. And I'm looking at clock, and it said 5:30, and I thought I'll do that. And I sent you guys a message saying that I'll send it later on. And I looked at clock again a bit later on, and it were about 10 to 6. You know.
Yeah.
And I thought, hang on a minute.
You could have done it live on the show, couldn't you?
It's been a lot longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I looked at my watch, and it were about 9:30, 9:45. Battery had gone flat in clock in kitchen, hadn't it? So I thought, I'm not starting to do a link in a bloody thumbnail last night.
Yeah.
So it got to that time as well. And I wanted to pop it open and have a look. But I thought, if I'm going to open it and have a look, and I see that battery corrosion, I'm going to end up stripping the whole thing down to have a look at it.
You could have done like a live reveal for us all.
I'll do it on a video. I'm going to open it up on a video. And we'll
It
have a
would
look.
be good because I want to see that because I haven't seen many A2000s in a while or 4000s or anything like that. I saw thousands at the show, obviously, but I remember the thousands. But the other ones I didn't really see because generally people didn't have them in the house. They were more like into the people did the graphics and stuff, the businesses. I
They
thought.
were more on the for like business wise. They were more expensive, weren't they? Back
Exactly,
then.
yeah. It wasn't like your
500.
home machine. Everybody used to dream of them in the Amiga magazine when you saw them in the back for sale and stuff. 4000s with video toasters and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the Commodore 64 and the disk drive as well today. But I got up about dinner time and I thought we'll get some food. So me and our lass went out and we had a bit of something to eat. Bit of a potter around town. Stretched his legs a bit, and by the time it had come back, it was 4 o'clock. And I thought, you know what, nah. I'll give it a miss. But yeah, I'm going to do a video on them, but I've got to get this A1200 recapped first.
Yeah.
I've had it since before Christmas, and Guy will be wanting it back. Like I said, I've had a few weeks off due to family issues.
Okay.
We won't go into that. But yeah, we're back on full force again now, I think.
Yeah, so you
So,
should. I enjoy your videos.
Next week, I'll try and get a video out on Saturday, but I think the Saturday is the 3rd of February. It is. So there's the retro games market that's going on at the Marriott Hotel in Leeds. So I may go to that. I love the retro games market at Doncaster Dome. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the same company that does the one at the Marriott Hotel. But for me, I prefer the Doncaster Dome one to the Marriott Hotel. I think it's a lot more busier there. There's a lot more stuff there. It might just be exactly the same, to be fair, but in the hotel, it seems to be all split up into pockets. So you'll have a bit over there and a bit over here and a bit in another room and a bit over there and a bit over here. Where when you got Doncaster Dome, you're just in one big square room. Everything's there. So yeah, you want to try that one, Neil, if you've never been to the Doncaster Dome one.
Yeah, it depends. I might do. Yeah. What about you, Lee? What Amiga would you keep if you could have any?
You'll have to take your wallet with you if she'll come.
Yeah, she won't come. Tell her there's Tetras there.
Out of my Amigas, I'd keep the blue rebuilt one I've just done.
Yeah, the 1200 one, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think the 5, the 6, and that fucking god awful black case monstrosity will all go. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm asking that question because I want to keep an Amiga myself, but I'm like, I want to keep the 500 plus, do I keep the CD32, do I rebuild that Amiga 1200? I've got the 3 to choose from.
Yeah, but will you use it? To me, if I'm going to play something, then I'd play it on the 1200 because it's got the 1230 in it, and it's the most compatible out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got to think as well. I think what I'm going to do is do the 500 plus at the moment because I think that'd be the easiest fix because obviously the 1200 needs a Amiga board, which is a lot of work.
If you keep the plus, then you're excluding yourself from all the AGA stuff.
Yeah, I've got the CD32 and I, but then you need a terrible fire. That needs a terrible fire to turn it to 1200, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or you put a terrible fire into an A1200 and then you can run CD32 stuff anywhere.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I think I'd prefer a 1200, but then again, it's a Amiga with such a big build. So...
Are you not going to do that then?
I am going to do it. Yeah, I've got to do it. I mean, I've got all the bits. I've invested in it, but I don't know whether I just get rid of that and keep. I don't know, mate.
Is it the Harlequin that's put you off?
Harlequin sort of put me off a bit, obviously, but yeah, which it will do, won't it?
Same with me. Them 1581 drives. It's just like dummies come out.
Yeah, it's like as well when he messaged me, who was it? Who does these? Is it Chucky or somebody?
Yeah.
When I messaged him about the first board, he said, "Oh, that might not even work." And I thought, "Well, why did you release the files and people make them? It's not even going to work." That's when I sold it half of the bloody bird seed on it. I thought,
I needed patch players putting in, and it's sort of historical stuff that is sort of shelved now out of word. Do you know what I mean? And moved on to new stuff. What actually worked?
But you thought he'd have tested it first, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not let somebody out there and put everything on there. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything bad against the guy, but
no.
It just puts me off these projects sometimes, like you say.
This is why I've said with Rob Taylor's stuff.
One for one boards. I don't know why they don't do 1-for-1 copies.
Well, that's what Rob Taylor does.
It makes more sense.
You've got spectrums, you've got all sorts of stuff. Let's see if we can find his website. Have you ever looked at his website?
Yeah, Alice just said it was, what was that? It was so we could figure out how to make it work. Get out in the wild, somebody will work it out. That's it. It's like your bloody disk drive, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's awful.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of this one? Stop the screen. Oops, didn't want to do that, but hey ho. Share the screen.
That's why I prefer original boards. Obviously, if I can get an original board, I prefer the original board because I know that's proven and it works.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that with the people on there, but let's go back.
Where's your rest of your body gone?
There we go.
Right.
So this is sort of Rob Taylor's stuff. He's called Bits and Bobs and he's on Tinder.
They're quite good price as well, aren't they?
Yeah, and you've got everything down here. What do you want? What colours do you want? What rev do you want? All the way down. Electrolytic packs that you can select for it. Everything's down here that you want to purchase for them boards.
Yeah.
He does the 407, the 466, the 466 Rev A and Bs. The short boards. And you know what? I've built 2 of them now, and they've been absolutely perfect. How did you get on with yours, Lee?
It's fine.
So did you just
No,
take all the
Instaboot?
take them off an original board and put them into that board, populate
no.
that board?
No, I went to Mouser and bought a load of feed-through caps and stuff like that.
Yeah, obviously for the caps and stuff. Obviously, you got to use original chips and stuff. And you just socket everything, yeah.
But everything's here. You can just all add it to your cart and just order everything straight from Rob. If you want to do a VIC 20, there's the VIC 20s there.
I've got 3 videos on the 60 clone I built.
Cool.
Cool, that is.
What have we done? There's Amiga 500s he's got going there, a BBC Model Bs, Amstrad CPCs, the Amstrad 6128 replicas. So he does quite some good stuff there. Even if you want a 1541 disk drive board, they're there. You know, again, you can go in there, you can pick out what you want.
Why didn't you build them ones?
You what, mate?
What's the difference between that one and you built?
This is a 1541 disk drive.
Oh, right. You're building the which one?
1581.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm getting confused there. They were the
3.5. You've got the 1541 there.
Which I've still got to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are just replica boards. So, you know, in case something's happened to one or you've bought one that doesn't have a board. You know, one's corroded badly enough that you want to change it. Rob does the...
Alex, you've heard wrong. They're not fun. They're shit.
He loves it. Did he have A500 plus boards? Alice says.
Yes, A500 plus.
There you go. And then they're 1 for 1.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? If you get like a black board and then an acrylic case or something.
Yeah, you can have it in black or purple. What else?
Purple looks good.
I know what you mean now, Lee. Actually, talking about colour boards. I like white boards, but they are a pain in the ass to clean.
You see everything.
Yeah, you do.
Black is just as bad. Because black it shows everything up as well.
Same. That's cool, that.
So I think if I'm going to build out with Commodore wise, if there's anything like this that I fancy doing, I think I'm going to stick with Rob's stuff in future. Because everything I've had from Rob before has just worked perfectly every single time. It's not been an issue. Bomb lists are spot on and everything works.
The C1
There's a lot of time and care that goes into it with the group that builds them. Obviously, Rob's the guy that's was working. I'm working with himself with the SX64s. That's still on the back burner at the moment because the board's still being tested. One of the boards, so eventually that'll get sorted. Fingers crossed at one point. But yeah, anything that is released is absolutely cracking.
That's
the C128 boards are good from Griffin Retro.
Griffin
C128 Neos.
There's no way I'd ever get a C128. They're too much money. That's another Commodore. That's a lot of money in it.
He sells them on Kindy as well.
Does he?
Yeah.
C128
I built one of them. It's brilliant.
Was there much Commodore 128 software released, or?
Nah, bugger all.
They were not med. C128 Neo. Not bad at the 40 quid.
Oh, he does different colours now. I got a red one.
I like the reds.
So
about the red and gold, it looks nice.
is a C128 just like a Commodore 64 128K?
No.
What's the
It's
difference?
got 2 computers built in it. It can do CPM as well. It's got a Z80 processor as well as the C64 side.
It's got 2 processors.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 2 computers, 2 completely separate computers.
Never knew that. I knew you could boot it to 64. I've never actually seen one, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got the flat version of it, and I've got the D as well.
I can remember them coming out, like I say, but they were sort of like in between the Amiga time as well, weren't they? They came very close to the Amiga, didn't they?
You can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see.
Can't see it. You're gonna have to show us your Amstrad that's on your shelf.
Get your Amstrad out.
Just put the wall down behind you that you're hiding.
Lad. Go on, get your Amstrad, Lee. Show us. There it is.
There, look, I see.
That's the Neo build.
Yeah.
Looks
That
nice.
was cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah, they won't much software done for 128 because all the developers thought, well, what is the point in writing for 128 when it's got a 64 mode? We may as well just carry on writing for 64 for the 128 users because we've already got a C64 audience out there.
And when did that come out then? What year?
85.
And when did the Amiga come out?
86-ish, I think. 128 release. 85.
Fucking hell, how about that?
Amiga release, 85 to 96.
So it's about the same time, yeah. Yeah.
So right bang smack in middle. Right bang smack in middle. We got nothing. They carried on with 64 all the way through. They brought out the SX64 in 82, which didn't work out because they didn't sell enough because they were waiting for a double disk drive version of it. That's another story. And then they started, didn't they? There were Commodore PC that came out around about 85, 86 as well. Your IBM compatible. That's that one I've got. And then obviously the 128 came, didn't it? And then
it was a bit of a strange. Like, I don't know why. Why did they make it?
It was a stopgap in between, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you had the Amiga come out at the same time, nearly.
Yeah, virtually.
Yeah,
but they were looking at the market.
It was a massive jump, wasn't it, from the 64?
So was the money.
Yeah.
So if we can bring out a 128 for the lower end of market, we'll do that and fill that gap as well.
Because I was discussing this with people the other day, actually. This is what you might get discussed into. Have we got time to talk about something else? Or?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I was talking about leaps in, like, graphics to what we've seen in leaps in graphics. Because you think, like, we've seen Ataris, like I say, you've got, like, Berserk running through hitting the lines and stuff and square balls. And then you look at today's and it's, like, photorealistic and stuff. But, like, you say the jump from somebody that came from, like, the PS3 to the PS5. Have they seen much of a jump? They haven't, have they? They've not seen the same jump we saw.
This is the problem. From back in the day, we had little pixels. And we saw big jumps in graphics.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, from the 64 to the Amiga was amazing. I looked at the Amiga and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe the sound. I can't believe the graphics. I was just gobsmacked by them. I thought, how can anything be this good?
But what we're getting now is
now you don't get gobsmacked because it's just more high definition.
It's a bit like your car, yeah? It's a bit like your car. If you take your exhaust off and put a race system on, you might add 20 brake horsepower.
Yeah.
If you might put another camshaft in it, you might add 50 brake horsepower. You know, and once you've put all that bit on and you've added 150 brake horsepower for it, and then you want 10 brake horsepower more, but that costs you 10 grand.
Mm.
And then from that point on, all you can have is small increments of power.
You think they're getting near the limit?
Now, because the graphics were good on PS3 anyway, all we've got is better shaders.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's more higher resolution.
Now we've got reflections in puddles.
Yeah, because you play what's his name? If you play like, say, a GameCube game in higher resolution, it looks just as good as some like the later consoles.
Yeah.
To me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they haven't seen those big leaps anymore, which is a shame.
Well, he won't have leaps, mate. He can't do it. I mean, the difference between a PS4 and a PS5 is literally it's that shaders, isn't it? It's literally what do they call it?
You look at Nintendo.
Ray tracing. That's it.
Yeah, you look at Nintendo, the Wii U, the Wii, and the Switch. They're all the same machine, basically, almost.
Yeah,
no difference.
No.
So I don't know what's going on. I was just saying to people that we were lucky in a way when we grew up because we saw those massive, and maybe that's why we appreciate them more. I don't know.
Massive differences. If you liked your Commodore because of this, and this, and you liked your Spectrum because of this, and this. Now, what's the difference between you having an Xbox and playing let's Bolt? I can't think of Diablo and playing on PS5 and playing Diablo. What is the difference?
There's nothing.
The feel of the controller.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they're all at a level now where they're all the same. It just doesn't matter.
We need to go back, don't we?
Something needs to stop. Well, they need to stop concentrating on how gorgeous graphics look and concentrate on games that actually play well.
It's like Berserk plays really well. I love it. And what's the other one? Combat.
Yeah.
Such good fun. Especially when you've had a few beers and you try and fly them planes.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I used to enjoy playing on games consoles, and I always did, up until probably about the last sort of 4 or 5 years. And it's just like, I can't be bothered. I've bought the Xbox Series X. I've bought the PS5s, and it just sits as an ornament.
It's the online play as well. I mean, I get online play. I mean, it is good as well, but I miss the days of going to LAN parties and stuff. LAN parties used to be great fun.
Yeah.
Because you were there. And also, you were there saying, "Oh, I've got this slightly better graphics card than you, 2 meg more."
Even when PCs started coming out, weren't they, in late 90s? You know, like when we were getting Voodoo graphics cards. I mean, I remember playing Phantom Menace on my Pentium 1 at the time, I think.
Exactly, yeah.
And I put a Voodoo graphics card into it, and we were in swamps, and all of a sudden I could see his legs, and I could see plants underwater, and I could see fishes swimming, and it was like, wow.
Exactly, it was Voodoo card, definitely, yeah.
Jacob and Bounds did Voodoos. They were awesome graphics back then.
Yeah, LAN parties, like I say, LAN parties, though, it was different because, like, you were there, you were talking to each other, you're there in person. It's the same as, like, we saw at the Amiga show. Lee would like this. There was Atari ST linked up to the Amiga, and they're playing Lotus against each other through the no modem cable. Do you remember? Yeah. You say, it was just so good, and it was like you had to do that. I used to do that with my Atari ST, drag around mates and play Lotus on each. It's great because you were Gun Car Racer, yeah, they were playing that, yeah. Anders was playing that, yeah.
We paid System Link for a long time, didn't they? You know,
exactly.
Even in the original Xbox, that were only System Link. There were no online play on the original Xbox when it first came out.
Yeah, so Wi-Fi is good, obviously internet play and everything, but it loses that aspect. You don't see the LAN parties anymore.
You went to a LAN party, you spent the first hour trying to find enough plug sockets and troubleshooting the one person that couldn't fucking connect. By about 8 o'clock at night, the pizzas arrived. You were all fucking troughed up, and you started drinking.
That was it.
By 10 o'clock, you were completely legless and just fucking running around shooting everyone.
That was what I'm saying, though. It's different times, wasn't it?
It's a social side, isn't it? It's a social side.
It's a social side. That's what I miss. That's why I think I like those computer meets so much.
Yeah.
I said to Anders, it reminds me of the days when you used to go to the Amiga meets, and it was just a big copy party. You used to go there with 100 blank discs and come back with loads of games you'd never play. You just you just basically copied them, and you never actually played half of them. It was like Pokemon. You wanted to get them all. That was it. You had to get them all, wasn't it? Yeah. But,
I was the same throughout the years when we've been playing games. I mean, I had a chip PS2 and stuff like that through years, and I had every single possible game you could possibly have for it. You know what I mean? But
it's like Rudy just said as well about the only physical media. Isn't Microsoft just announced they're not making any more physical media?
I know. What did listen?
I
go back to Xbox One Expo, right?
I saw it on the news today that I think it was either today or something came up on my thingy saying they're not no longer producing.
When the Xbox One were coming out, I think it was PS3 at the time or PS4 maybe, and they were saying that you don't need a disk drive anymore. It's all going to be online. It's going to be locked down, etc., and stuff like this. You can't share your games. You can't sell your games because it's locked to your profile. And you won't need discs and all this lot. And Sony took piss out of Xbox by saying, you know, this is how we share our games. You know,
yeah.
And the backtracked did Microsoft, and I left Microsoft pretty much back then because I thought, I know exactly where you want all this to go. Your last retro computer is going to be an Xbox 360 or a PS3 or around that era of another type, because that all run off physical media. Anything from then on doesn't. Everything's a download. Even you go and you buy a game now, it instigates a download. Even if the game's on that disc, you can't play that game because it ain't got the patch foot they put on it in case it's sold early on release. And when that comes off the online systems, you can't download them games anymore. You're not going to get them patches anymore.
It's like Steam. I did a Steam calculator the other day to see how much my account was worth. I thought, I can't believe I spent that much money.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's not there. What happens when I'm dead? And apparently you can't pass a Steam account to somebody.
What happens if Steam folds?
That's what I mean. And I thought
you're not paying for anything. You're paying for the right to play it.
It's like when you buy a game on Steam, you're paying sometimes like 35 quid, and you're thinking, I don't actually own anything. I've not got anything in my hand.
You do. You own the right to play it while they put it on.
That's what it is, yeah. So it's just crazy.
Yeah. So Xbox, back then when I fell out with them, because that's the way they wanted to go with their business, I knew eventually that is where they will mold it in to go, because that's where they want to go with the business, and that's what they're doing. That's why they launched the Series S with no disk drive.
It's purely to stop resale.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah.
Every time places like CEX get games and they sell them again, Microsoft and Sony make fuck all.
Yeah,
that's what they're pissed off about.
Well, Game has stopped it now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Game announced the other day they stopped taking in trade-ins and are stopping selling second-hand games. That basically gives the whole of the market to CEX.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the way it's going now. It's like you said, Lee, eventually you just won't have any games.
No, you won't. And that's where Microsoft want it to go. They don't want physical media. They don't want you to be able to sell your games. They want to tie it into your profiles, because if they can't sell it, that person has to buy it from them.
Yeah, no, that's it, yeah.
And they're not buying the game from them. They're buying the right to play the game.
Yeah.
And as soon as that 360 comes off Xbox Live, that's it. You can't play. You can only play 360 games that are backwards compatible. That's in the approved list. So the ones that wasn't in the approved list, you can't play online anymore.
Crazy.
You know,
it's the way things are going. That's why Lee buys a Steam Deck and loads it with retro game.
Well, look, I said that probably this console, maybe the PS6 or maybe the next Xbox, or probably around about then is going to be the last time for consoles. Because Sony's even released a telly out now with an Xbox app on it, so you can play Xbox games on your Sony telly.
Well, you reckon they're gonna go the way like Stadia have tried?
Streamed.
Yeah. Apparently, Stadia now, is it Stadia? They've refunded everybody, haven't they? They bought the original equipment.
But if you look at it on a hacking side of things, like we used to do before, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because it all has to be done online and security checked and stuff like that. And if they move to streaming, there won't even be any data anymore to be able to accumulate to make a disc.
Well, this weekend, I streamed my gaming PC to my TV in the front room.
Yeah.
So my son could play Power World.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you now, you would not know that you wasn't sitting in front of a real PC.
What did you say? You're playing Power World?
No, but my boy was.
All right. Does he like it?
Yeah.
I
Loves
think
it.
it's really good. It's a great
Yeah.
game. I
Yeah.
don't know what Nintendo are going to do about it, but
Oh, they've completely fucking. They've just lost all their crumpets over it, haven't they? You know they're gonna. They've got the lawyers on speed dial. You know it.
yeah, they have definitely.
They're going to be bussing them in. They'll be just shipping them into Steam headquarters and saying,
Have
"What
you
the hell?"
seen Power World, Lee?
Yeah, I've got
I
it.
mean, Steve, have you seen it?
What's that?
Power World
No.
that's come out. It's like Ark, right? But you capture pals and basically throw balls at them, and they all look like Pokemon.
I didn't like Ark. I'm not on Kilver keen on it. Conan were best. If you play
I know why you like Conan, Steve.
Especially if you pick a female character and they go swimming.
Exactly. That's why he likes Conan, isn't he? He's running around with no armor on all the while.
Don't play it on console though, because you can't set them as naked.
Yeah. Nice things. I mean, it's silly, but too bad. Best get an Atari 2600. That's another thing, right? Atari 2600 Plus. Has anybody tried one?
No.
No?
Not interested.
I really fancy it. Doesn't play everything, does it?
No, well, that's what I mean. But they've started. Have you noticed? Atari done a good thing. They've re-released games. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the same cartridges though.
Really
That's
expensive.
cartridges. It was
I'm not saying-
2600.
Has anybody opened one up? Did it work on a 2600?
No.
No, the actual 2600 Plus is an ARM-based emulator.
That's what I thought it was, an emulator where it
So
read some sort of
It will
cartridges.
play their cartridges and it will play the old 2600 cartridges, but you can't put their cartridges in the old 2600.
What about an Uno cart? Would an Uno cart work?
No, what it does, Neil, is it takes a copy of the cartridge and then snapshots it to a local bit of RAM and then runs that RAM.
Ah, right. And runs it
Uno
as an
won't work.
emulator.
When you plug the cartridge in, it downloads it. So it tells you it's copying to RAM.
So what about an Uno cart? Would it still copy the ROMs that are fat onto there?
No.
I'm not.
It'll be
I'm
trying
not
to snapshot
really
these OS, won't it?
I'm only saying that because my Uno cart video has got a lot more views now than what it normally got, and I presumed it was because the 2600 Plus had come out.
It might try and copy the fucking menu over, but I can't see it working. Well, immediately on power up, it drags it into local RAM, and the only thing in local RAM when you start the Uno cart is a menuing system. When you choose something,
definitely, and then it loads it into the ROM. Yeah.
Now, if you can do something by bypassing that menu system, so you can just put one game straight on SD card and it thinks it's that one instantly. Then
the way I see it is, you've got an ARM-based emulator in there. Why the fuck just not use a Raspberry Pi with Batacera and put every fucking Atari game on there? Bam, done.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, because apparently it has got incompatible issues with some games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Atari 2600 had a mega, and I mean mega, amount of bank switching techniques. It's fucking phenomenal. They used every sort of digital way under the sun to switch memory in and out of that fucker.
Yeah, I like the 2600. One of my favourite machines. Yeah. So, yeah.
But you are better off just running a Pi emulator, because you won't know the difference.
No, you're right.
No, they could have done that. They could have put a Pi in a 2600, couldn't they? I mean, it's nice to see Atari back again, if it is Atari.
Well, what I was streaming Power World to was an Atari VCS. I don't know if you remember them.
That one of the new ones that came out.
Yeah, my other half imported me one the other year.
The other day I saw one for sale and I thought, what were they like?
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Day one, I got it apart, slapped in an SSD and loaded Windows 10 on it.
So
It's brilliant.
I've never actually seen one running, you see. I was just a bit curious. But I can remember them coming out. It was like a woody design as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
It looked quite cool, like a new retro machine.
I think.
What's he looking for now?
I've got the box, but I've got a load of other stuff on top of it, so I ain't going to grab it.
Okay then.
Yeah, it's got like a wood panel front, but it looks more futuristic.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and the Atari logo light up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like.
It's got a fucking not an ARM, an AMD APU.
Yeah.
So it can do 4K, and for video and stuff, it's brilliant. And of course, under your telly, what's better than an Atari?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got an Atari under my TV.
So I dropped in a 1 terabyte SSD.
Yeah.
Windows 10 on it, and I use it as a Kodi box.
Have you done a video on it?
No, it's before I started doing videos.
Oh.
But
Get a video done.
I can now stream to it, as I've now discovered, and it's brilliant.
I mean, I've got Kodi, but running on a Fire Cube.
Yeah.
The Fire Cubes. Yeah, that runs spot on.
You put Kodi on your Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was originally for, wasn't it? XBMC, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was originally Xbox, yeah. Xbox
Yeah.
One.
Was originally
Media Center.
XBMC, yeah. Xbox
And
Media.
the thing is, nowadays, your PS5 and your Xbox are almost identical. They're both AMD PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said just the feel of the controller in your hand, visual aspect of it makes no difference. Once you've got past the dashboard menu and the game's running, no different.
Yeah.
Right, well, 2 hours down the line, I suppose we best start wrapping this up, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great for chatting again. It's been too long. We shall have a next one, which will be on, if we have a look at the calendar, just be the 31st, March 31st.
Captain Commodore.
You are?
Whose is it?
Who's it on this time? No, he skipped it.
What's that?
He skipped it.
Who skipped it?
Well, he started to do it, and then he passed it to me.
I bottled it.
Well, that definitely means it's yours then.
No. I don't know, mate.
We'll come up with something anyway. We'll work it out anyway. But yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it, pop on to have a look at his channels. If you haven't checked my description in the video, all those links are there to everybody's channels in there. So pop over and give us all a good thumbs up and a subscribe. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And we shall see you on the next one.
Later.
See you later, mate. See you, bye.
Bye, guys.